Welcome everybody. Paul here, Music Villa, Bozeman, Montana. Jared James Nichols.
Hey everyone.
We are here at the shop.
Yes.
And you came out and you're on your way to LA recording a new album, which is super cool.
Yep.
And you brought your Klon.
My prized Klon.
Yeah.
This thing's been all over the world with me, man.
That is so cool. So for people who don't know the Klon, you always hear it, even me as a guy that works in a music store. You know, I sell everything, but then someone goes, "Oh, what's the Klon?" and they start asking questions about all the Klon, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just plug them in. Give us a quick story on the Klon.
So I got this particular one. This unit came from Joe Bonamassa. This was a birthday present, and what a present it is. I've been using this now on the road for this particular one for about 5 years.
Yeah,
and I love it. As you can see, it's like I don't baby it. And the funny part about Klon, so quick rundown. Bill Finnegan in Boston started making these in 1994. It's kind of the first boutique piece of gear as far as especially for a pedal, an overdrive pedal. And he made these up until I believe 2008 and then took a break and started making a new version in 2014. Now you can go fact check me, but I think that's it. This particular model dated somewhere probably around 1998 or 99. Due to the serial number. But what's cool about these and kind of special is he would build these pedals, right, by himself. And every pedal took a very long time. And he only made about 8,000 of them. And he would epoxy the back so you couldn't see the actual circuit. So in order for people to, you know, not be able to copy them. And eventually people took that epoxy off. But what it is it's almost as if you're playing not through a pedal, but it's like an amp in a box, and what I mean by that is it doesn't sound like you click on a pedal when you're playing it. And that's kind of the magic of it. And every player reacts a little differently. You can use it for a multitude of different things. A lot of players will use it as simply keep the gain all the way down, so it's gain, treble, output. They'll put the treble, whatever feels good to their ear, and then match the output with what's coming through their amp. And it almost works as a clean boost.
Yeah. And
that's a really special sound. I know John Mayer does that.
Yeah.
A lot of players will do that with them. I tend to like to run the gain up because I love the way that it breaks up. So I usually run mine with the gain even halfway up, even a little more sometimes. And what I find is it's very, very rich and very sought after now. And these units go for a lot of money.
Yeah, that's super cool. And then since then, now we've got Klon copies, not all these, but we brought some Klon copies, and then also, you know, your classic Tube Screamer.
Old school
kind of
TS9. Yeah, it's like the Archer, which is available at Music Villa. You can buy these right off the shelf.
That's one of our best sellers, that Archer. That silver Archer is a great pedal. But I've never heard an original Klon, so this will be cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us your...
Yeah, let me start with a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the gain all the way down, use it as basically a clean boost, and then as I'm playing, I'll start to roll up on the gain so you can feel where that's going to go. And then we'll listen to that, and then right away, I'll turn that off. We'll hear our clean sound again, just the amp, and we'll click in the Archer.
Cool.
And then we'll have a little palette cleanser.
Yeah,
is that cool?
Like it.
All right, here we go. So let's click the Centaur on.
Gradually bringing the gain up. Now, you just shut it off, and there's a lot of noise in there.
Yes, so a lot of people don't know this, and until you actually interact with one in person. Two things, and I have to tell you this as well. So the first is there is a lot of noise as far as, like, what would you call that, the bass level.
Yeah.
And I'm running this on a battery, so I'm not using any external power or anything. Of course, we are running it through a chain, so you could argue that there's a little bit coming from somewhere else. But truly, when I just plug this straight in, same thing. Yeah. So if you hear here, this is my volume's down, but if I turn the output, or if I gain it, so there is quite, and what's crazy with this pedal especially is these 3 knobs, yes, it only might be a 3-knob pedal. They all work every little piece of it, you know, is a turn
on each one. Let me just hear just without it.
So here it is without it. Very cool.
That's cool. That's a cool pedal. Now, let's try the Archer.
Let's do it. So the Archer right now, we have set up everything at noon. The output, the treble, and the gain. So, yeah, it's the same thing as here.
Yep.
It's just the little bit of a different layout. So here we go. I'm going to play that same riff. So.
What is going on there?
So that definitely has a little bit of a higher output. It's pushing a little bit more, which is starting to get me to feedback just a little bit. So
let's
turn that gain all the way down once and see what it does. Put the output back. Nice.
Yeah. And
sounds fantastic.
I guess you just got to. We just had to dial it.
We just had to dial it. Let's just see what happens when I turn the gain all the way up, or not all the way, but really pump it. Awesome. And the thing is, too, what I like to say with these Klons is there's something about the original that just really, absolutely. Let me try that riff with this one. So if I go.
They're both good.
They're awesome.
They're really good.
Okay, palette cleanser.
Yeah.
The TS9.
Yep.
So click that on. That's all at noon as well. Let's see what that does. What I find with the Ibanez, the TS9s, is they really give you a big mid bump, and I love that because as a guy that doesn't use a pick, sometimes that really helps me stick out of the mix. Sometimes what I like to do is actually I'll use the Klon as essentially my bass tone, like the and then I'll put this on top.
Gotcha.
So I'll actually go like this. So check this out. So I'm gonna play, and then you click on. Adds a little bit more to the top. That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
That's cool. Let's hear. Let me hear that again without it.
Very cool.
That's cool. TS9 still a classic. I mean, that's on like. Who doesn't have one?
If
you don't have one, give me a call.
Call Paul.
Yeah.
Get you one.
You need one. And
this pedal I've never seen before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Icarus. Caroline Corporation. And well, let's just hear it.
Looks cool.
Let's go. You go, and then I'll turn it on straight up right now.
So here's our. It's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
So what I'm noticing is a lot of times I feel like the Klon, it doesn't really give you that cut your head off kind of modernness of a distortion. It's a little bit more rounded. Whereas I feel like, maybe I'm crazy, but like the Icarus, even the Archer a little bit, they're dialed in with a little more gain.
Yeah.
Because as we noticed with this one,
we got a little bit
extra on the Archer. It started to feed back. And even that, if you turn that on, Paul.
Yep. Yeah.
We're screaming.
Yeah.
All right, flip that off, and then.
Yeah.
And granted, if you wanted to, if we turn this Klon, gain all the way up.
Yeah. Crazy.
But the magic and the beauty lies for me from basically about quarter to a halfway up, and it's just it's money.
Well, and like you said, okay, you were talking about that that tone. It kind of it's like an amp in a box, almost kind of gives you that. And we were talking about this earlier today. We were talking about like all the digital amps and all that stuff, and there's just something about the noise and the sound and of a real tube amp and pedals. I just love it.
Yeah, and I agree. And the one thing we talked about is I equate my playing style and the guitars I play and the amps and everything. It's all like, it's just this kind of machine. So it's like, and it's not always good. It's not always perfect, because I'm definitely not perfect. But with these pedals, you know, sometimes, it's real. And with whether it's a profiler or something like that, I find that, it sounds great, and it's very clean, and it makes me play very easy. But I actually miss a little bit of the chaos.
Totally.
And a little bit of the actual, when I turn an amp up, I have to learn how to control it.
I agree. And I love it. And nothing against, modeling amps and all that, because there's so many great uses for it. I mean, a lot of venues, a lot of shows, a lot of bands on tour, it works for their setup.
Absolutely.
But for like a certain rock band or certain things in certain size venues, I want to hear the amps, plus I want to see them on stage.
Yeah.
And I just, because there's so many nuances to how the guitar and the room and the amp works.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. It's the same with drums and everything. Everything has its own, it'd be like playing electronic drums all the time. There's just, where each kit has a different feel. Each cymbal, everything's different.
A case in point is like a few months ago, I was actually playing, I guessed it with a friend, and he was playing through a Helix floor pedal.
Yeah.
And I watched him all night. Loved it. Sounded great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, somebody brought me old Plexi to play, and it didn't have any pedals. So if anyone here has played an old Plexi, just straight in, it's pretty unforgiving.
Yeah.
And it's also pretty clean. So we turned that thing up just to the point where I would get that little breakup. And what ended up happening was I was playing, and it made me so much more on my feet playing, right? And I was playing and really, really focused in on it. Yeah. And then I remember when I heard video back, I was like, oh my goodness, like that sound. Like it just blossomed the whole room. It was just really, really cool.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, we were talking about that. With I was telling you about that time, Bugs Henderson, blues guy from Texas. He's passed away now, but he had a twin. He had PRS into a twin, cranked it up, and he could control it. It didn't blow out the room, but he could control it, and he could get that breakup even on a twin. It was like, that's a good point though. It's you do have to learn. A lot of kids now today, they grow up just with modeling amps, which is totally fine, but it is so different when you have to learn how to navigate your amp and get the,
You got to learn how to really work it.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I like, good guitar tone and loud amps, and it's just fun. It's just, the stuff I grew up on.
Exciting.
Are these sounds, So,
absolutely.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know a lot about the Klon, and that's cool to see one in the flesh. And what else? We good?
That's it, man. That's about it on this. And this video is not to I feel like to throw out the Klon as it's so expensive it must be amazing. It doesn't work for everyone.
Totally. That's a really good point.
So you might pick up an Archer or a Tube Screamer or whatever and go, you know what, this is my sound, and that's great.
Totally.
Whatever works for you. I've been lucky enough to have this and use it, and I love it. I love it, and I play it. But this is the thing. I don't keep it at home. I play it and I use it. It's been all over the world probably 10 times.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes.
But if you buy one and you get this guitar, you still won't sound like Jared James because you sound like
You're going to sound like you.
Yeah, you're going to sound like you. And so it's a very good point. You know, try pedals, try mini ones because there's your sound, your finger tone, your amp tone. It all makes a difference. So
100%.
Yep, it's cool. Jared, thanks, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely,
that was a
brother.
fun demo of the Klon. Like I said, that was just fun to hear all the different ones. They're all great. They all sound good.
100%.
Thanks for being here. Thanks, everyone, for watching. MusicVilla.com. Check us out.